G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We're here on the brand new expansion for Age of Empires 4. This is the Sultan's Ascend. Today we're casting another game from EGC TV's EGC Finals 2023. Make sure you go check them out. They're going to be live this weekend at 15 GMT, Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you go say g'day for me. And I guess we should now get into the players spawning in the northwest corner of the map. I guess we could probably just call it the west corner of the map in the color yellow as the Holy Roman Empire. It is Beastie. And on the east side of the map in the color blue, playing as the Ayyubids, it's Wham01. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying this Age of Empires 4 content, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps out with the traction of the videos on the channel. I tell you what, I'm excited for this matchup. Today we've got an absolute banger of a matchup. Old civilization versus a new civilization. And if anything, a battle of the fast castles. Two civilizations intent on getting to the castle age and guaranteeing their lion's share, or the lion's share rather, of the relics. That's what both of these players will be looking to do today. The question's going to be, who can get the most relics? And that's pretty much the only question on my mind. I just want to know about the relics. Tell me about the relics, damn it. Anyway, we'll get to it eventually. Let's take a look at Wham and how his opening is going. You can already see he's doing a great job gathering up all those resources he needs to age up. Almost 300 food in the bank already. House of Wisdom going to be coming down. We're going to be paying close attention, children. We're going to be paying. Oh gosh, I've done it now. We are going to be paying close attention to which wing he goes for, because as you guys will remember, whenever you're watching the Ayyubids, one of the things that happens is their House of Wisdom shows on the UI, but the wing that they choose doesn't. So he might be going for a wing that, you know, we're not expecting, and we won't be able to see that unless we actually physically go click it. And the age up is about to come through. Beastie's still a while away from that age up. In fact, opening with 2 scouts here. Not something that you often see, but of course we are on the map Prairie. That being a map that is in the EGC TV tournament pool. Obviously not in the ranked pool at the moment. You can see right there that Wham has indeed clicked the age up button. Beastie about to follow him up behind. Expect to see the Archon Chapel out from the Beast. And is he going for a 2TC style here? Is that where it's going to be? It looks like it could be the case here. This does border on the stone outcropping. And one of the things to note with Prairie is the trees have been brought in. You guys will remember with the old Prairie, what happened was all of the trees were like a little bit further away. And you had lots of them. Here you've just got 3 straggler trees and they're very close to the TC, which is the way that it should be. Makes your build orders a little bit more refined on this map. So I'd support them bringing back Prairie to this map pool. I do like it. You know, one of the things I would just like, maybe something, just slightly bigger forests in the middle of the map, you know, just so you're not really scrambling for all these tiny little forests. But let's check in over with Wham before we forget about his age up. It's going to be the trade wing, no surprises there, and it's going to be the bazaar, no surprises there. Now this wing is absolutely broken. We've talked about it many times before, but we've never really seen it pop off. What do I mean by that? Well, when it comes to the trade wing, you've got 3 different options: resources, military units, and economic units. And the most common thing that you see are the resources, because there's 3 of them instead of 2 of each of the others. Where it gets absolutely broken is when you can pick economic units, because if you're able to pick villagers and traders to a lesser extent, but still importantly, you can insanely push your economy ahead. At the moment, if we take a look at the eco numbers, 15 villages, or 16 villages for Beastie, 17 for Wham. He's about to age up, and depending on whether he gets eco units or not in here, is going to change the way the game plays. Let's see what trades he's got. Oh, it's massive. 2 sets of villagers, 3 sets of traders. Look at that. Perfectly balanced. Perfectly balanced. Perfectly balanced. Don't worry about how did they think this was okay? How did they think this was okay? This is ludicrous. Look at that. Immediately comes in 8 villagers. Plus 8, boys. Don't mind me. Wow. How can you even... I'm speechless. What do we say? How do you, as Beastie, play this game out knowing your opponent just got an insane roll? Literally one of the best rolls that you can get. The only way that could have been better is if he got 4 villager rolls. That was it. That's absolutely it. that the chance of that happening, I don't know what it is, but it's very low. When you look at the options that he's got for trade, right? So he's got the 3 resource trades, so it could be one of those, could be one of the military trades, or it could be one of each of these villager or trader trades. The trader trade, of course, the classic, the trader trade. Wow, that's ludicrous. Okay, where does Wham go from here? It looks like he might be thinking about going Castle Age. I'm curious which option he looks to go here, but we have seen quite commonly players looking to go for the Culture Wing advancement, just trying to age up a little bit faster. So I'm curious whether we see that today. Now, I know Beastie's also got a Horseman on the way out here, and I think that's 100% the best way that you can play this. The problem is you're behind by 10 villagers already, you know, 5 minutes into the game. He hasn't even made a second TC. He hasn't even made a market to make traders from. This is just the Ayyubids, and this is a whole nother level of overpowered that... I mean, really, I'm not religious. Most of you guys probably don't know that, but I'll tell you now, I'm not a believer. But I will say, I'm going to say a little prayer right now, and I'm going to hope that we get a nerf for the trade wing, because that is insane. That is insane. That is hilarious. This is a tournament that we're talking about, right? Like, this is a $25,000 tournament where somebody just rolled on their victory. Right, like he literally gambled the victory. He's like, all right, let's check the odds here. He's at the casino, the Ayyubid casino, rolls it up, and boom, there it is. But he's collected a lot of gold on the backside here, and I don't think it's going to be advancement that he goes for. So he's got a couple of other options he could go for. I wouldn't be surprised. What happened to that scout? That scout died of the TC. I think the scout died of the TC. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see logistics come in just for the 3 dervish. It's really nice. You can start picking up the relics, especially against the Holy Roman Empire. It would make a lot of sense to be going into that. Alternatively, you could look to go into something like enforcement from the military wing, which is going to gather you up a few more. Oh my god, look at this cheeky little angle that we're running over here. Wham, you cheeky devil. He's not picking up gold from this, is he? Yeah, because he's not clicked on the trade post itself. Interesting. I like the route, though. I like his thinking. You can see him coming down over to the corner now as well, just fearful of the horseman. Look at Beastie. He knows what is up right now. He is coming out towards this position, rallying. A little bit of an attack move up here. I think a patrol route's even set in for that. And now looking to wall up the market in the corner, or the trade post in the corner. Definitely makes sense. But I think we have had that click up through. It's about halfway in, and it's going to be the Culture Wing advancement. So he is going to take the Culture Wing advancement, but look what he's got behind it. Villager and Bedouin skirmishers coming out here. The other 2 options that he had were buying food and buying stone. So hasn't taken either of those options, and these do stay stacked up inside here until that age up has happened. So we can see that the advancement, another 10 seconds to go here. Beastie on the other side of the map did go for that second town center, so not going to be reliant on the relics so much. And I know we're only coming back to Beastie now and like seeing, oh, it's a second TC and all that sort of stuff. Beautiful location. But man, I feel like we just got to talk about the Ayyubids. It is a crazy civilization when you look at what they are capable of. That just absurd economy coming through. But now Horseman trying to do a bit of damage here. We do see the Bedouin skirmishers going to be on that front side just to try and help out on the defense. More and more units going to be coming in. A couple of spearmen here as well, now getting their hardened upgrade. Beastie going to be looking for a castle age shortly. We'll check in with Wham and see how he's doing, as I suspect a mosque is coming down, and indeed a mosque is coming down. So we'll be looking to train out some of those dervish, get them out onto the map, and start snagging away those relics, or snatching away those relics, whichever way you prefer it. Traders on the backside once again. How many traders has he got? He lost 1. So he's still got 3 out on the field at the moment. Still got an 8 villager lead. Remember, he did trade out some of those villagers as well. So he's already managed to pick up 6 villagers, I would say for free, but you obviously have to pay for them. So technically not for free, but you didn't have to train a town center for them, and you're only paying slightly more gold than what you would need to otherwise pay food for. So they're essentially free with a slight gold cost on them. I tell you what, I wish the mercenaries for the Byzantines worked the same way that the House of Wisdom higher Bedouin units work. Like, it's instant, right? Like, I just click the button and boom, they're there. That's the way it should be, man. That is the way that it should be. I shouldn't have to wait 67 seconds for my damn mercenaries to come out as the Byzantines. Why do the Ayyubids get it for free? Why, what's so special about them? Now, Beastie, keep in mind, he's on 2 TC, and he is still behind by 8 villagers at this stage, and he hasn't lost any villagers. That is how insane the Ayyubids are. His opponent is ahead of him on 1 TC, just with luck, just with RNG. Now, villager on the back, going to be meeting a Ghulam here. He's going to be careful about engaging it. Very high armor. Quite a strong unit. Now, continuing to put on some pressure. We do see the outpost comes up. We'll be looking to put a relic down on that position. Regnant's Cathedral coming through. We see 4 prelates out at the moment for Beastie. Exactly what he needs to have. Nice little rotation, or little rally points that we've got in here. Prelates beginning to move out. This is one of the great things about going with 2 town centers early on. You can get your prelate numbers up, and you can see exactly what Beastie's doing right now, beginning to make his way across the map here and start picking up these relics. And this is part of the reason why I think maybe going into the Dervish was the right idea for Wham, rather than going for that quick age up. Because, yeah, sure, you're getting the Dervish out of the map now, but you could have had 3 out on the map and just instantly pick up all those relics, snipe them away, and then contest the last one with units. But now, speaking of contesting, Beastie going to be coming out here, running into a Camel Lancer. Unfortunate for him, it will get picked up. Second prelate over on the east side, or rather west side, also going to get picked up. So he's lost out 2 of them. He's trying. Oh, might find it. Not going to find it. So that's 2 relics neutralized. Beastie's 3rd relic back here will come back towards that Regnant's Cathedral eventually. But he's going to be coming up empty-handed for the most part. 1 relic as the Holy Roman Empire. Definitely not a favorable recovery for him, and we see all 4 of those relics eventually snagged away by Wham. So you know what? I'm going to recall my previous statement. I like his opening. I like the way that he went into that mosque early on. Definitely makes a fair bit of sense here, and I think he's managed to do pretty well. Nice little walls down on this bottom trading post site have been cleaned up, and now we see the horsemen in the north going to be chased away by the Camel Lancer. Wham slowly recovering this trade network. Now, speaking of trade network, have we got our next trades in? Oh, you can see right there. He did buy food with his resources. I don't know what else he did, but I'm going to assume he bought food because he's got nothing here. And I'm also going to assume he bought villagers, because he's still maintaining a pretty decent villager lead here. How many traders do we have out at the moment, actually? Maybe that will be an indicator. I know we had 3, but he's losing them at the same time as well. Literally 0. Is it 0? Yeah, it's 0. 0 traders. At the moment. So I'm going to suspect he got villagers again. Mangonel coming up now for Wham. Beastie going to be on the defensive. Curious to see what options he goes into when it comes to his military. Now, the big thing that you're going to be looking for typically is the Holy Roman Empire is a knight opening, right? Knights feel really, really good in this position. The problem is you're going up against a civilization that has very powerful camels. The camels, not as good as the knight if you look at their stats 1-to-1. However, they have camel unease. And the camel unease is going to absolutely destroy the knights, reducing their damage down, making them less effective at getting through armor. So when Ghulams come online, they're taking a lot less damage. So, you know, if we compare the pair, right? Okay, so 24 damage here against a Ghulam, which has got a base of 4 health. So you're doing a total of 20 damage. Great. Whereas when you've got that unease coming through, it's another -5. So instead of doing that 20 damage, you're now doing 15 damage. So you're taking a 25% reduction in the amount of damage that you're doing. And that's a huge amount when we factor in armor. Because Camel Unease is not meant to be 25%, right? Camel Unease, I think it's 20%. But, of course, with the way that armor works and the way that it stacks with units like the Ghulam, it makes them particularly potent. But checking in on that west side of the map, the Camel's looking to try and find a way through. He's got them all over the opponent's base. Look at Beastie scrambling right now to try and get Raxes up here for a couple of spears on the defensive. Looks like those camels will find connections. At the same time, on that gold vein, we see a couple of Camel Lancers once again cleaning up villagers, and Beastie struggling to keep his head above water. A couple of villagers going idle, and now Knights down on the south side of the map. Both players looking to raid each other at this stage of the game, and Beastie almost manages to even up the villager count. But speaking of villagers, have a look at that. We got 4 Bedouin skirmishers, 2 Bedouin swordsmen coming out, and that last trade doesn't look like it has happened just yet. But, oh, actually, no, it looks like it was food. So he's done 4 of his trades, and that's it. He's picked up some extra little bit of infantry, and he moves on with his 2 minutes. It says, that'll be fine by me, friend. Slowly taking control of the map as well. Remember, he's got those 4 relics in the bag. Now taking the sacred site, and starting to wall up as well. So Wham doing a good job of taking control of the map, and now Beastie's going to be looking for upgrades. A little bit of a farm transition in here as well. Now, remember, on this map, I feel like Holy Roman Empire is probably not going to be as good or as on a map that is more wood-centric. So maps like your Dry Arabia, your Highview, your Lipany, that sort of thing. With the Arkan Chapel, there's no woodline bonus. And no woodline bonus means no extra 40% gather rate on those villagers gathering wood, and no easy transition over to them. But now those Knights now going to come through, make a connection, doing a decent job here. Fighting 1-to-1 against the Camel Lancers, should be able to take them down pretty easily. Number of Camel Lancers still pretty decent, though, coming out for Wham. 6 on the map. No real engagement yet to happen just yet. It's just been a slow, steady build-up here. Second TC still pumping. Beastie definitely playing the long game here. And the question's going to be about how he goes about extending this game. We see on the front side, it looks like he has gone for that sprinkled in placement. I'd love to see him bring up this relic from the Regnitz Cathedral, bring it up and place it in this outpost, just to give it a little bit more damage, a little bit more range, just make those stats slightly higher end. Because the reality is, if you lose this outpost, you're probably going to be in a bit of a tough spot anyway. We start to see stone walls coming up for Beastie in the middle of the map. This is a bit interesting. Timing push from Wham here. He's got some good numbers behind this. Mangonel also out. Definitely going to be tough playing a cavalry-focused, I guess, a cavalry-focused opening in the castle age here, up against this much counter, because there's quite a bit here, but now starting to push through. Those villagers going to have to fall back, and the Manjanique gets off a beautiful shot, hitting all of those stone walls, able to take them out almost immediately. Sprinkled in placement is through. Relic yet to be brought down. Prelates on standby for the moment. Beastie, I think he was thinking about going Imperial. Realizes very quickly it is not the time. Emergency repairs is online. There it goes now. Behind this, Beastie did go for a bit of a raid, gets shut down completely. Spears together with those crossbows. And now the push is on to shove. Beastie under pressure. Battering ram going to be coming out here. It's only a matter of time, though, until he has to take a fight. More and more units coming in on the backside. Landsconnect coming out here as well for him. He's starting to build up that infantry number, but you can definitely feel, compared to what his opponent is throwing down on the field, this is not going to be enough. Beastie definitely in a little bit of trouble here as this town center, if it goes down, he's going to lose a huge bonus that he's got in this game, and that is that second town center bonus. Emergency repairs propagated to the outpost out here. Obviously, we talked about having that sprinkled in placement on the outpost, and having the relic inside would be nice, but we also mentioned the fact that if it does go down, the game's pretty much over here, because this second TC, it's really important it stays online. Now, I did also mention Imperial for Beastie just a bit earlier. He is on 2 TC, so going Imperial doesn't really make sense, but now looking for an engagement. Beastie coming in onto the back against the Manjanique. Will find a connection. We see the units are slowly taking it out, but the Manjanique does eventually go down. The last hit, the TC still staying alive. Battering ram doing work with it. Spears. Not a lot of oomph behind this, though. A couple of men-at-arms swinging their double-handed axe. Prelates also emergency repairs. He buys time for it. And now looking to try and utilize that town center and the extra damage that it's providing to buy himself a little bit more time. But Villager's going to be moving forward here. What was he doing with that? It looks like he's just going to be throwing down an outpost. I think he may have bought some villagers here, rallying the Hall of, or the Wisdom... The Hall of Wisdom? The House of Wisdom. Rallying the House of Wisdom towards the front. The villagers were just a byproduct of it. You could have had a couple of traders up here as well. Was looking to finish off this wall. Isn't going to find it. Now more and more units coming out. Lanch Connect looking good for Beastie. He's going to try and find a connection. If the town center goes down, he's going to be in trouble. You can see the villagers still underneath repairing. He's doing a wonderful job. But now looking to kite back, and more units coming through for Wham. The numbers here looking incredible. This civilization, the Ayyubids, is just a whole nother level. It is absolutely ludicrous how this civilization operates. Now, credit to Wham, where credit is due, but wow, we got to talk about the Ayyubids. That was something else. Fellas, go check out EGC TV this weekend. I'll leave a link in the description of where you can watch them. 15 GMT. Go say good day from me. Pest, you'll be over there. It'll be a great time.